You're listening to the Michael Baisden Show podcast.
This is going to be a good podcast today. Shout out to Dr. Sherry, who was on the show today, talking about married single women. It's about time we talked about the, we don't talk about the cheating women enough, I don't think. Hello, Dominique. Hello. Is this mic on? Hello?
I just, you guys talk too much about women and problems we have. How about some of the wonderful women that are doing great things in the world?
Did you see the way she tried to change the topic?
Yeah, flip the script. That's what we call it.
You do know.
That's cheating on the subject right there.
Oh. Dominique, this is something that seems to be uncomfortable for a lot of women to talk about. As you know, the ratio of women cheating is going up every single year. So women, just like they have the responsibility as men, and I guess it is what it is. Times are not going back to the good old days of women are just sitting at home waiting on their husbands to take care of them. At least
barefoot, naked, and pregnant.
I'm
Yeah,
just
the
saying.
good old days when they're in the kitchen.
Well, the women have
Lord,
the
help me.
option. I don't know that many women have the option now to do that. Some do, but many don't, George. That's not what I was trying to say, man.
The good old days
Okay,
when
wait.
you kept your goddamn mouth shut.
That's not me. That's George. I didn't say that. But it is an issue that we need to talk about because women are stepping out just like men. I'm telling you, man. In
Well,
fact,
look, the roles have changed, man. Anytime you have all these women who have just, surpassed men in business, they're CEOs, they start their own company, the head of these companies. So the roles change, the dynamics change, and consequently, some of the things that men have ordinarily done or traditionally done, you find women doing
they're
more.
doing it too. We're talking about married single women on the Michael Baisden Show. Hey, Carol, I need you to chime in on this. What do you say? Talk to me.
My outlook on this is, if you want to be in an adult relationship, be an adult. If you are no longer satisfied with that person, leave them alone. It is the worst thing to use somebody for their body just because of your satisfaction. If you're not satisfied, go somewhere else and leave them alone because you're going to hurt them. That's not an adult responsibility.
Why are so many women who are married and in committed relationships finding themselves underneath some dude and then it's always the man's fault? I'm just not buying that.
I'm not either. It's a decision. It's no different of decision as a man stepping out on a woman. You decide to be with somebody else, it's greed. If you're not satisfied with your mate, be an adult and have a conversation about it.
Mike Baisden, how you doing? Who's this?
Hi, this is Cindy.
I got to hear this, Cindy. Talk to me.
My comment is on why some women cheat. Some women cheat because they're not satisfied, so they like to go out and find whatever their partner is lacking. They go, whether it be money, sex, emotional, status. That's why.
So they cheat for the same reason that men do.
Yep.
Basically, yeah.
End the show. Thank you for calling, everybody. We go home. Everybody go home.
And a lot of them do not want to leave their partners, though. They want the marriage, they want the kids, they want all of the trappings, but whatever's missing, they're trying to fill in the blank.
Whatever's missing, they fill in the blank.
I got my man Willie on the line. We're talking about the single married woman. For me, Willie. Willie, you're on now, Willie.
What's going on?
Talk to me, Willie. What's going on, man?
Man, it ain't no such thing as no excuses for a man stepping out cheating on no woman. We do this because it's something we want to do. Men get tired of the same woman, so they want to go out and try something new, and the women do the same thing. It ain't no excuses.
George just made a point a second ago, and by the way, we are talking about cheating married women. Is there a difference between a cheating married woman and a cheating woman who's just dating, or does it make any difference?
It make a big difference because if you're married, you're supposed to trust your vows, but what's the difference? It ain't no difference if a woman cheating because she married or a woman cheating because she's single. It's something they want to do. It has nothing to do with.
You actually just said the reverse. You said one thing. Hey, Dominique, he took both sides of the question.
Yeah, it's a difference, ain't a difference. You're damn right, it's a difference,
He's
ain't a difference.
open-minded.
You can tell it's a difference, ain't a difference.
Man, it ain't no difference. It ain't no difference.
You can hear it in my
ain't no
voice that
difference,
it's a difference and not a difference.
It ain't no difference. My bad. It ain't no difference.
Thank you, Willie. It took you about 30 seconds to come around, but you finally came around. And the point is, there is no difference. Blaine, what's going on? Thanks for calling. Talk to me.
Yes, I agree with the doctor about being in a relationship and you're like roommates, because that's what I'm in with my husband. I've been married to him for 7 years. For the past 5 years, we've been like roommates.
The only difference is with me that I'm not cheating, but I want to move on. Not cheat on him, but move on and meet someone else. But I'm going through this thing. You don't want to get divorced and all of this. But I agree with, how the world is. Women they're doing it, and they're not. I wish I had the courage to do.
Have you talked to him about it? Have you tried to maybe get counseling?
I've done that, but I'm not even attracted to him anymore. The marriage is pretty much over, but I'm just I've been sexless for 5 years.
Blaine, is it cheating if it's over intimately between the couple?
Yes.
Michael, in my heart, I feel that it is. This is why I want to get a divorce and move on. I feel that you're married, and whether you're married and living apart, it's cheating. To me, that's how I feel. Okay. That's why I haven't done it.
I don't know if it's cheating if the relationship is over and there's no intimacy. If you communicate, I say this all the time, George, when you love someone, show them, and when you stop loving them, tell them. So have you told your husband that it's over?
I told him, I've been telling him for the past, 6 years. We've been married for 7 years this past October, and I've been telling him every day. He won't change. He do a lot of things that I don't agree with, a lot of things that was hidden from me when we were courting. And I thought that, courting was just that, cross-examining. But, he hid a lot. But the marriage is completely over.
All right, let me get to my point. You said a little while ago you wish you had the courage to step out and be with another man.
I do. But the woman, how I was raised and what's in my heart, my belief in God, I cannot do it.
So wait. Go ahead, George.
You wish you had, in other words, you really wish you had the low character that it takes.
You know what?
Not the courage.
Yes. Basically, yes. Plenty of times I've tried, but I can't, it's not in me to do it. But I'm saying I agree with the doctor when she was saying that a lot of women are in relationships like they're roommates.
Why aren't you leaving?
You know what? I am.
When?
You know what? I left last year, but, I'm going through the divorce. I'm not legally divorced yet.
Wait a minute. Okay, I got a question. Do you think that because you're legally married, even though you're in the process of marriage, that if you get involved intimately with another man, you're still cheating?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Do you know how long it takes sometime to get divorced? Do you know how many people will not give you a divorce?
I do know firsthand.
Now, you're trying to tell me that as a man or woman, I know you all going to enjoy this conversation here. As a man or woman who's going through divorce and a person is not making it easy for you to divorce them, that you will not move on emotionally and intimately with somebody else for years?
I didn't say that. Of course not.
All
right.
I didn't say that.
Listen, though, I would not be with a man that's going through a divorce unless he's divorced. So the same thing. See? I wouldn't want to be with a man that's in the middle.
No. Girl, if you find another man, don't care if you're going through a divorce.
Sure he does.
No.
Even if he's legally separated.
No, they don't.
Even if he's legally separated, you wouldn't mess with it. Even if it's been 6 years like you.
Right.
No, he would have to be divorced.
And don't listen to Michael. He slept with a newlywed before.
Oh, my God.
On the phone line with us right now, I got my man Drew, who's getting divorced because his wife cheated. Talk to me, man. What happened?
She doesn't feel attached emotionally, but I was doing everything I could.
Mm-hmm.
And she was coming from a broken marriage herself, but she was cheated on. So to flip the script and tell me that she needs to be more attached and I'm not giving her enough attention and she's not happy,
right?
I'm doing the best I can. And then 2 weeks after we had our last argument, she hooks up with this other dude. Now, that's some work in progress. Nobody gets hooked up that quickly.
That's right.
We're not even divorced yet. So, it is what it is.
So if I ask you to examine why you think your woman stepped out, what would you say you think was the cause?
Well, several reasons. We had cultural differences. We had age differences. She had kids. I did not. She knew I wanted to have kids. Pretty much, we'd always end up in an argument over something.
Why do you think she just didn't come to you and tell you that she was ready to break instead of being intimate with another dude? That had to hurt, man.
Or did she?
She did.
She did.
She came to me and she was telling me stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just always thought we could find counseling or go to church more.
You didn't listen, did you, Drew?
I guess I didn't.
No.
Because to me, you can always work on things.
It's got to be devastating to have your wife cheat on you and lay down with another dude. I'm just saying, I've never had the experience knowingly. and hope. I'm just being honest, knowingly.
But thank God you didn't know.
This is Grown Folks Radio. Keith, what's going on? Talk to me, man.
Well, it's an unfortunate double standard, and both of the double standards point toward the man. If a man goes out here and says, I cheated because the woman was good looking and available in a way that my woman at home wasn't, he's a cad, he's a brute, he's whatever. But if a woman uses the same excuse saying that the man was handsome and that my man at home wasn't available and wasn't doing certain things.
They're sympathetic to her.
They'll say, well, serve him right, girl. You gonna do you. So it's an unfortunate double standard, and it needs to change, doggone it.
That's right. Hear that? He put it out there. He wanted the curse, but he kept it clean for us.
Yeah, he kept it clean.
Let me try to slide one more call in. B. Long, hope I got that right, from the MIA. How you doing?
Hey, listen, man, I got to say this. We all have chemical balances that certain things turn us on, certain things don't. I don't look at every woman and that every woman turns me on and makes me want to talk to her. And that's the same thing with a woman. A woman doesn't look at every guy and that guy makes her want to talk to him. So, you can't blame this thing on a guy. A guy caused women to do this. No, we're going to make our own decisions because of our wants and our needs, and sometimes because it's out of selfishness, and we're going to do that. And I can't go on that because a guy does something, it's going to cause a woman to do something because she's unbalanced and she's not getting what she should get at home. Women are going to do what they want to do anyway.
We've talked a lot about why men cheat. I wrote a book called Never Satisfied, How and Why Men Cheat, Teresa. But we got to start examining what's going on with our ladies out here. They are successful. They are traveling. They're reading. They're opinionated. They are accomplished. And a lot of times what goes along with that is a lot of behavior that we typically see as male behavior. They are getting down and cheating just like men are. What do you say, Teresa?
Yes, they are. Women these days, they're more confident in themselves. They're more comfortable with their bodies, and they know what they want, and they feel like, okay, if he's not going to give it to me, I'm going to go get it somewhere else. We sometimes want that security at home, but then we also want the excitement of being able to have a taste somewhere else.
Yep.
Now that
so you want your cake and eat it too, like men.
Thank you. And that's all it is. But it's not right. It's not right, and that's not the way you solve the problem because you have a bigger issue. Okay, you can't, the grass is not green on the other side. But we do it.
Have you been tempted ever during your marriage to step out?
Look, I'm going to tell you the truth. Listen, I have a YouTube channel, and my husband tell me I'm a little too real sometimes, but I tell you, if I like him, okay, if I like anything about him, why would I want to cheat on him? Okay, it's about the connection that I have with him, not about what he can do for me, because I'm comfortable with me. I know what I can do for him.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second so that we can get real with all the folks that are married out there. So we're going to do another show topic on marriage, talking about how you got to be married your way. And one of the differences, I think, is that a lot of people don't understand that temptation and wanting to be with somebody else is okay. It's not about sometimes wanting to be with that something is wrong with your relationship. Sometimes people just want something that's different than what they're dealing with, the routine of that same relationship each and every day. And it's unrealistic for us not to think we're going to desire and want to be with other people. I think that's a mistake to even sell people that.
That's right. You're gonna
that doesn't mean you have to act on it, though.
There you go, Dominique. Once you act upon it,
that's anything in life.
If we're not willing to admit that there's temptation for other people, then how can we deal with the temptation when it comes? Because according to you, you never even desired another man.
Yes, you have. That's a lie.
I'm here to tell you like this. No, it's not a lie.
She had.
Look, first and foremost, there's no temptation, and you know why?
You ain't never wanted me. When you hear me, you ain't never wanted me, lady. You want me to believe that? You want these?
I've been listening to you for a long time. No, I haven't, and I don't need to. You know why? Because I would not want to do to him what I have been through. I know what it feels like to have my heart broken and to be hurt.
All right, Teresa. All right, Teresa, you're killing the joke though. But understand, I appreciate your honesty and your dedication to your man. But I know you wanted me, didn't you, Teresa?
Oh hell no! If she didn't want me,
you know
she didn't want you.
What's going on, James? What do you say about the women who are stepping out?
It's just a fact that there are some women. There's a percentage of women that cheat to get their groove on. But the other fact is that most of them are just not getting what they need to get out of a relationship. Most of the men, it's not
what?
A man versus woman.
I got a feeling here. I got to hold on. I got my sixth senses going on. He sounds like a guy who's been the other man. Have you been approached by a lot of single women, James?
All the time.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever gotten with a married woman?
Not with a married woman, no.
It's okay, James. They don't recognize your voice. Go ahead, talk to me, man. It's all good in Miami, man. I know you're Jamaican, brother. Go ahead, talk to me. Be real with me. Come on, James.
Yeah, well, as I say, simple. I mean, men are just not designed for this emotional attachment. We're designed more on the physical side. Okay.
And I would argue that some women will cheat for the physical, and some men will cheat for who knows why. It's a day of the week.
Sometimes for the same reason women, you know, sometimes they want an emotional connection. They don't have someone to listen to them.
But see, the double standard
George,
cuts
and
both
ego
ways.
not being stroked as well. Go ahead, Dominique, say it.
The double standard cuts both ways because
It
a
does.
woman is more likely to be called, loose, and she's more likely to be called a homewrecker, and she's more likely to be condemned for straying from a marriage. People will say, well, boys will be boys when men will do it, and they will expect a woman to take the man back.
You sound like you've been a maintenance man, my brother. I know a maintenance man when I hear one, James.
Wow.
That means yes. Thank you for calling, James. Anaya is about to put it down from Jacksonville, Florida. How you doing, Anaya?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
All right, let's be honest. Talk to me. Why do women step out, particularly married women? Talk to me.
Well, I stepped out on mine because he couldn't keep it up.
Okay.
It started out good, and when we got married, it just fizzled out.
Did you go to counseling? Did you try to work it out? Did you or did you just say, oh, no, this is not going to work?
We tried to work it out, but, yeah, it got to a point that was not going to be enough for me.
So you were married how long?
5 years.
But you stepped out and you didn't leave him.
Not initially, no.
Why?
Because, I didn't want to live my life being in somebody else's bed when I wanted somebody of my own in the total package.
How long were you all together before he stopped functioning?
It was about a year.
And you stuck around for how long after that?
4 more.
And you did not cheat during that 4 years?
No, I did not.
You know what? I got to say this. I don't know how people do this. I understand the commitment. After the first year of trying to fix that and it couldn't get fixed, if you know that's important to you, intimacy is extremely important to me. And without it, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to survive. Thanks for calling in, Anaya. I have no words. Yes, I'm going to die. I'm going to die without it. I just would. Anaya, thanks for calling. I would die without it. May, what's going on?
No matter if you're a man or a woman, it's never justified because as a grown man or a grown woman, you should be able to talk to your partner. And if they're not living up to what you've done told them, it's just simple to leave them. Don't dumb down to their level and cheat because nobody is justified for cheating. It's all wrong no matter how you sliced it.
There's a lot of women out here who are, I get approached by married women all the time on social media.
Really?
Don't you too, Doug? You get approached, don't you, Doug? All the time. So there's a lot of women out here who are married in relationships and they just come at you, man.
Yeah, well, you called them, Mike. So.
But I'm just saying there doesn't seem to be any shame anymore with the ladies. The women used to be a little bit more discreet. Now it's like whatever. The lines are just completely just disappearing. I don't even know why people even get married anymore. Seriously.
I think the people who decided they're not going to live up to vows or have high character, they just don't. And those who decide that they're going to do that, they do. And one is sexy and one is not.
And that's mainly because people want to get into relationships just to say they're in one. If you want to stay single, then just stay single.
Exactly.
There you go.
Thanks, family, for listening to the Michael Baisden Show podcast, sponsored by VideoPitch.com. Go to VideoPitch.com now and be a part of our growing community of writers, video producers, and filmmakers, and get paid to share your business, opinion, and talent with the world. That's VideoPitch.com. Write it down, family. Write it down. VideoPitch.com.